How's it going, everybody? This is an overview of how to set up the Archipelago Randomizer for Age of Mythology Retold. Archipelago is wildly complicated and difficult to set up, but more accurately, it's very precise. It doesn't have to be difficult, and as evidenced by the length of this video, I'm going to show you how to do it in just a few minutes. First, go to the GitHub page for the Archipelago Randomizer for Age of Mythology. This is going to be an overview of how to set this up. Installation. You need Age of Mythology Retold, a legitimate version of it, so you can just buy that on Steam, and Archipelago. This link takes you to Archipelago page, and we're going to just go down here to the exe, set up Archipelago. It'll ask you a few questions and where you want to install it. And I recommend just leaving that in the default location. Start installing the mod. Open up Age of Mythology Retold. Go to mods and then browse mods. And we just search for randomizer. And here it is. And you'll install it. After you install it, quit Age of Mythology so that the changes take effect. Next step, which is to install the AP World or App World. Here's a link to the latest version, so grab whatever the most recent AoM.app world and then just run it. And it should put the Age of Mythology world in its proper place. Now search for Archipelago Launcher. Generate template options. So I just search for template at the top and open this. Age of Mythology Retold should be in here. If it's not in here, the AoM.app world is not installed correctly. Copy this file into the players folder and then go ahead and open it. There are lots of ways to play this randomizer. The default settings are going to give you a great experience, but if you want to customize that, you can do that. So for example, instead of just a generic player name, I'll put my name. And then let's pump up the traps. Instead of 20% of filler items or traps, let's pump it up to 70%, and we'll have a crazy time. There are lots of other ways you can customize the YAML. For example, if you don't want to start with the Greek scenarios, put this here, and then it's like there are 70 straws, and the game randomly picks one of them. So there are 50 Norse straws, 20 Greek straws. It'll pick a random one, and that will choose which civilization block you start with, either scenarios 1 through 10, or 21 through 30. This is just an example. Go ahead and save it when you're satisfied with the settings and close. Now we're ready to generate. Over here at the Archipelago Launcher, generate, do this. What we're doing here is just a single player game. What you could do is you and all of your friends could all put your own YAMLs all into here, and you can all play at the same time. You'll each play with whatever settings you want in your own world. You will be sending items and traps and unlocks to each other as well as yourselves. But what we're doing here is just a single player experience. Now we're going to host the game on the website. Get started and host game. So go to your Archipelago folder and then output. And there should be a zip file in here that was just created when you generated. Hit open. If you want to download the spoiler log, you can, and then create room. Awesome, we're almost done. So back over at the Archipelago Launcher, open the Age of Mythology client. So in the Archipelago Launcher, it's going to say you need to connect to the server. So we're going to paste in whatever server you have here and hit connect. It's asking for your slot name. Now this is the name we set in the YAML. So if you didn't change it, it's going to be player1 with a capital P, player1. If you change it to whatever your own is, and you're playing with all of your friends, each of you and your friends will put in whatever your own name is. And we are connected. So it tells us how close we are to unlocking Atlantis, which is how we win, and gems and the gem shop. Launch Age of Mythology again. Go to campaign, custom campaign, and Fall of the Trident randomizer should be there. And depending on your starting campaign branch, you can choose a valid scenario. If you're not sure, you can actually do /progress in the client, and it will tell you which scenarios you have beaten, which ones are in progress, and what campaign blocks are open. So Greek scenarios is unlocked. So Greek campaign, I can choose any of these. Now, if I start a difficult scenario, I don't have very many items yet. For example, let's hop into scenario 8. I have nothing unlocked yet. So this is going to be very challenging to do. I can't advance ages. I can't train myth units. I can't train human military units. Well, this is going to be wildly difficult to destroy these fortresses. This is what we would say is out of logic. The game does not expect you to be able to do this. You can try, and if you want to turn down the difficulty, maybe you could do it and just go storm it with your starting army and have a couple heroes and villagers to swarm them. You are allowed to do it. You can play it however you want to, but this is not in logic. Instead, let's, for example, hop over to scenario 10. Now, we don't have anything unlocked, but we can still beat some scenarios even with nothing unlocked with our starting army. Even if you can't beat a scenario, you can still get some checks. Checks are a place you check, and when you check it, you get an item. If you're playing with your friends, then some random person gets an item. Maybe you or your friends get an item. And in this, checks are your primary objectives. So seek the shades, I got that. Scout forward using the shade, and boom, it checked it. So scout forward, complete or quit the mission to send or receive items. And then I kill the Minotaur, and that was another check. Let's quit, and let's see what we found. These are the items we got. We take these items and we try to beat other scenarios, pick the low-hanging fruit, and eventually we will unlock enough stuff to get the Atlantis key, which is our goal, beat scenario 32. As of recording this, I'm actively developing it and accepting feedback to make it better, quality of life improvements. So whatever you want to share, feel free to reach out. Discord is really the best place to do that, but if you want to drop a comment here, I am happy to check it out. If you need help, Discord is also the best place to ask for help. Either I or another person in the community will give you a hand. Okay, bye.